Hello, and welcome to our meeting. Hello, and welcome to our meeting. We'll be talking about our commercial driver's legal program this morning. Everyone should have a little safety book in their truck. This book can be updated monthly, so pay attention to it. Of course, we know that we can get fired immediately for CSA points, right? Our points are multiplied times 3 for the first year, times 2 for the second year, and are at point value the last year. These points are your point severity of your commercial driver's record. Any point that goes on your record is multiplied times 3. All points from CSA that go on your record are there for 3 years. And as you know, they hit the company's record for the first 6 months times 3, the second 6 months times 2, and our point value for the whole second year. This is why it's so important to keep CSA points off of your record. If you're released from a company, those points still go with you. Most companies that we work with will fire you at 80 points. A simple 3 10-point violation could be 90 points. Therefore, you could lose your job immediately. There are 7 deadly sins. In these 7 deadly sins, if a company has a red line through them, you will automatically be stopped if a DOT officer puts your company's DOT number into their computer and find a red line through one of these. There are 10 serious violations. These 10 serious violations, if you receive 2 of them within a 3-year period, you will automatically lose your license for 60 days. If you receive a 3rd one within that same 3-year period, you'll lose it for another 120 days. Be very careful with these. This is another reason it's so important to fight any citation that you get in court to get a different outcome. Of course, you know, with that, you're able to file with DataQ a documentation that you would plead for them to change that case. However, if you have an adjudication from the court system, I'm going to show you why we can actually tell DataQ to take those points off of your record. And as you know, that comes off the company's record, and it keeps their insurance down, keeps costs low, and therefore you have a right to have a job and be able to drive for them. There are 12 new violations. Be aware of those. Pay attention to them. These are added to there. So why would you want our commercial driver's legal program? First of all, because you were involved in a tragic accident, maybe a moving violation or a non-moving violation. Those type of things that we have to take to court to change the outcome. Who's covered with our program? We're going to cover you and your spouse for one low price. It's about 99 cents a day. We have an accident here. This particular person was driving down the road, no fault of his own. 2 vehicles were coming up beside him. They both cut in front of him. The first one was clipped by the second one, and it turned the vehicle sideways. When it did, the truck caught the pickup and took it out into the pasture. The 2 people in this pickup were killed. More importantly, no matter whether it was his fault or not, he still has to defend himself, because this particular driver we know was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter because the 2 people in the pickup died. And believe me, they're out there looking for you. So what Legal Shield does for you is gives you tragic accident representation for you and your wife. You may say your wife doesn't drive as a commercial driver. That's fine. She can still have an accident in her personal car. We're still going to take care of her. We do manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, vehicle homicide, negligent homicide. all of the charges that you could be charged criminally for, so long as you drive your truck down the road legal, sober, licensed, insured, and registered, we're going to pick up 100% of the legal fees. We're the only company out there that does 100% of the legal fees for you. Win, lose, or draw. We'll help you with a license reinstatement. If your license is denied or for some reason suspended, this could be because of a medical card, a medical reason. We'll work everything that we can do to keep your license and to get that straightened out for you and get it reinstated. You may have a minor accident, maybe at Walmart, or be involved in an accident where you have minor injuries or minor problems. So long as the people take care of it, that's great. If they don't, we're going to help you with that property damage collection. You or your spouse, she could be at Walmart, somebody back into her car, don't want to take care of it. We're going to help with that claim and make sure that they understand they need to take care of it. That could be called as a motivational letter to do so. Same thing with a minor injury from an accident or an accidental situation where you have a minor accident, especially in a vehicle of some kind. We're going to help with that same issue. What I'm trying to tell you here is that we do more than just a moving violation program. We're not just about violations. We help with other things. This particular driver is in a fix. He didn't want to go down to his right down the road as far as he would have to turn around and come back. He wanted to just turn left and go down the lane. However, he's impeding traffic, and he's disobeying a traffic control device because the grass and the curbs is a traffic control device. The reason that we put this in our presentation is because the record that can move him, even if he receives citations for this, we can fight those in court to help him. But the thing about it, if a record that moves him is large enough, it has a DOT computer in it. If it gets recorded as an accident in that computer, it can go on his record for 5 years. And there isn't any way we can take that off if it's listed as an accident. Be very careful with the record drivers. Make sure they understand and are not going to code it as an accident. Same thing if you're slide off in ice, or if you get slide off of the road and get stuck in the mud, those can be considered an accident. As far as the law enforcement, it's considered what they call a failure to control on ice or mud, but it can still be listed as an accident from the record driver. So be careful with those type of situations. On your moving violations, Legal Shield will give you a transportation attorney within the original jurisdiction that you receive your citation. What this does for you is to us, it gives you a home field advantage. Good attorneys really know how to use the law. Great attorneys know the judge and the court system. And we try to give you that great attorney that will give you that home field advantage. And we're going to try to get the very best outcome of any citation that we can and get the lowest point value to keep those points down and off of your record so that you can drive for anybody. The reason that we can do this is because of the lawsuit that OOIDA filed back in 2014. They won that lawsuit on August the 23rd of 2014. And if we get a change of outcome, if we get a removal or a dismissal or a change in severity, so long as we get a different outcome with the adjudication paperwork from the courtroom, we can ask for that adjudication. When we file that adjudication with the court system, from the court system to DataQ, DataQ has to accept that. That's the good news. They have to take those points off of your record. More importantly, they even have to take them off of the company's record. And in doing so, make sure that the insurance for the company stays low, and therefore they're very happy with you driving for them. Back in 2018, about $250, $260 million was charged for hours of service violation. The reason we talk about this is it's all about jurisdictional money, and that's what they want, is your jurisdictional money. We help with non-moving violations, overweight, over length, over height. If you're here in Texas where I'm at, they don't issue CSA points for overweight. However, we know that Georgia, California, Minnesota, I believe it is, and then Illinois do issue 4 points on your MVR for overweight. So they can be very costly. Our product covers the lower 48 contiguous states for the one monthly fee. This is a slide, sir, you've been inspecting for an hour. Simmer down, driver. We'll find something wrong eventually. And I know y'all have all felt that way, for sure. We had a driver in one of our meetings that wasn't interested in our product because he didn't think he could afford it. However, he was basically talked into buying it by all the rest of the drivers. After buying it, he had a couple of weeks there went by and he got a fine for overweight. He was going down the interstate. And once again, that jurisdictional money, the locals were working the accident. He was diverted down the access road, but the DOT officer caught him on the access road, gave him a citation. He shouldn't have, because he was being diverted. Of course, we were able to get that dismissed because of that. But he thought if he didn't have any way to fight this citation, that would be jurisdictional money, guys, and this is what they're after. However, after speaking with the law firm for his overweight ticket, he was reminded that on his life events legal program that he had, the reason that he didn't think he could afford it was his house matter. He had a house that he had bought about 10 months prior, and the shower had leaked and tore up all of the flooring in the house and the walls and stuff. And he didn't know how he was going to finance that or get it fixed because the contractor did not want to fix it without charging him about $60,000 to do that. Especially those demand letters, as the law firm calls it. Once again, I call it a motivational letter, was written on his behalf, and within a week, that construction began. So therefore, there's many reasons to have our products. All other transportation related work is at a 25% discount or more. This could be for appeals or different things. Maybe, hopefully it wouldn't be for a DUI because, of course, 0.04 is y'all's limit. Anything you drive, your car, your Harley, your Honda, your snowmobile, your pickup, your truck, you've got to be careful with alcohol. So we just know that that could cost a lot of money, and you do get a discount with that. Be careful. It can cause you to lose your license the first time for a year, second time for life if you're caught DUI. So be careful there. So I want to tell you thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for what you do. You're not thanked enough. And so I say thank you. On that life events legal plan, we'll give you personal legal advice on all issues. We'll write those motivational letters on your behalf for all consumer issues. You may have consumer issues where they're wanting to charge you for something that is not right, or electricity company may be after you, or cell phone not doing what they're supposed to. We've had one of my shirts was at a cleaners and it got tore up. They didn't want to replace it, but after that motivational letter, even my $25, $30 shirt was replaced. So it just makes sure that we have our rights taken care of. The things in purple are what will help the commercial driver, of course. Your contracts or documents that you may sign, we want to make sure those are in your best interest. We also do IRS assistance and help if you're audited. Now, this is for personal taxes. If you happen to be an owner-operator, we do have a home-based business supplement that will cover your Schedule C, Schedule E. You can contact us and we'll talk to you about that. We do family and domestic services, uncontested divorce, separation, annulment, adoption. And the other thing we do for if you have minor children in the home that are driving or what have you, we do have motor vehicle services in this plan for them to take care of their tragic accident and moving violations. We also have a 24/7 number that is for emergency use. So if you're out in your truck and have an accident and you need to know what to do, we can help you with that with legal advice immediately. Also, if they ask you to step out of your truck to search it, to make sure you have your legal rights, you have access to a 24/7 number to be help you with that. Also, we do estate planning. We do your will, your healthcare power of attorney, and medical directive. And right now, especially with this year going on, it's very important you or one of your loved ones were to come down with some type of sickness or illness, get in the hospital and get on a vent or something like that. There's a good possibility that unless they medical directive and healthcare power of attorney are in effect, you will lose all right to have an advocacy upon their behalf. We know that once upon a time there was a lady named Terry Schiavo that was on life support forever because there was no way that they could take her off because she didn't have her paperwork in order. We do the estate planning and all of this stuff for you at no additional cost through our membership in the Life Events Legal Plan. So it adds about 60 cents a day. So we're up to about $1.50 a day to have that. We do identity theft too. This is the only crime you're guilty until proven innocent. We monitor whatever you want us to monitor. And with a licensed private investigator, we do whatever it takes and work as long as it takes to put you back to pre-theft status on your identity. The thing that this helps is while you're driving down the road making a living, somebody's taking care of that for you and or your family members to make sure that their identity is straight and not bothering anybody. One of the things, driver's license here, if your driver's license was to get stolen, because you turn that over to be vetted to drive for companies a lot of the time, if somebody was to steal that, sell it, and somebody that bought it committed a DUI, it would make you lose your license for a year. So we need to make sure that we keep that all straight and up front. This adds about $8 to $9 a person, between $8 and $9 a person. We can do it on a family for about 15 bucks. So if that's something you'd like, let me know. We'll talk to you about it. To take and keep you from having to come out of your regular budget, if you'll use our perks program, we have discounts in over 800 companies. I'd use our advanced auto parts religiously for all of the oil and filters and belts and hoses and everything I need for my vehicles because we get a flat 25% discount there. So I use that quite a bit. We also use a bunch of these other ones for motels, hotels. We get 40 to 60% on them. I use it with eyeglasses and stuff because we get vision and dental discount. We can do discounts for buying employee discounts. We actually get some of the time cheaper than employee discount on buying cars, boats, motorcycles, cars, RVs, those type of things. We have programs for that. We've got all kinds of other health benefits and stuff. So if you divert the money that you're spending on this stuff and save what you'll save by using our perks program, it will more than pay for our membership. If this is something that you would like to do, there's an application at the bottom of the website and or in your packet if you have a packet. And we would like for you to give us the last 4 of your social report, name, date of birth. Be sure you sign the application, phone numbers and spouse or any dependent children that you have over here under your signature. And then we need a way of making payment, either debit card, checking account, credit card. And I really appreciate you taking the time to look and listen to our program. Hope you have a blessed day. And we have a little prayer that we have in the middle of our cards that we pray over the truckers every day. Thanks again for your time. We appreciate everything so much that you do for us out there on the road. And hopefully you will have a safe trip and a safe year.